Okay, it's Nick Dutch here yet again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? Just reiterating, yes, I am still what I call a TransDeist, no matter what, no matter what you may think and any other things that I might have been doing of late and recently. Now, I just wanted to reiterate what a TransDeist is, and this is my own interpretation of what the phrase actually means. Is it a word which I have invented? No, it most certainly is not. It actually comes from deism, and it is believed by some to be the actions of people who are called pan-deists, who believe that the divine is not only part of the physical, but is also slightly above and beyond that. So it's a form of pandeism or pantheism, but with an accent on reason-based understanding. So transdeism becomes the actions of that individual, namely to try and seek some form of spiritual experience of some sorts, possibly actions such as prayer, meditation, contemplation, and the search for some form of spiritual reality outside of the physical, the one which is assumed to exist under the pan-deist model of looking at the universe. When you look at each and every single form of revealed religion out there, you will see that there is traces of transcendentalism that goes through it. Forms of mind-altering exercises, whether it is kneeling in prayer, whether it is the repetition of a mantra, whether it is closing your eyes in worship. All of these things have a subtle, very slight effect on affecting your mind, the contents of your mind, or the things that you focus in on. So they are all transcendentalist by their very nature. But each and every single one of them is bogged down by or held back by the actual religion that it is a part of, meaning that the individual is not actually free to move outside of the traditions or the beliefs associated with that particular religion or denomination. Transdeism, on the other hand, the way I see it, is to be able to perform all of the exercises of each and every single form of religion in the whole wide world without necessarily having to follow any of the beliefs or any of the traditions associated with any denomination and or any faith, and to do so in your own style, using your own reasoning to be able to create the exercises to the best of your knowledge and to build up a map of the world as a result of personal experience and reason associated with the search for these transcendental experiences. I maintain that there are a wide variety of transcendental experiences which, if you have enough of them and if you are honest about what you have truly experienced, may lead you to realize that there is in fact something else in this world apart from just the physical and just the material. Because the word deist or deism is part of the idea of transcendental deism, or transcendental deist, which is what I am, reason is encouraged and possibly even revered to a level above that of any particular faith position. So I don't see transdeism as actually a religion in its own right, but rather I see it as being the reoccurring actions of the individual. If anyone takes upon a faith, that becomes like an artificial superstructure which they place upon the actions that they do or upon the beliefs that they have. But at their core, they may still be a transcendental deist, namely an individual who seeks the strange experiences or the spiritual experiences or religious experiences that I've been talking about. So why do people or why should people bother to try and define themselves by what they believe theologically or religiously, when essentially these things change with time? I have been following some people on YouTube over the past 3 years, and I have noticed that their theological views have changed dramatically, and all of a sudden the names that they give themselves change dramatically as well, whereas the actions that they're doing still remain the same. So I'm not defining myself by the religious beliefs, I'm defining myself by the actions that I perform, such as meditation, prayer, contemplation, mantra, breathing exercises, ritual, and a wide variety of other things that I've taken from a wide variety of different schools of thought, including the use of Ouija boards, tarot cards, or anything else that I think could possibly be either of assistance or might help me to see the world in a slightly different way. But this is just the way that I practice my transcendental deism. This won't necessarily be the way that you practice yours. And also because I am a free thinker and I've come to my conclusions freely, of my own choice, and as a result of personal experience, I am going to disagree with a lot of people, and they are going to disagree with myself. If someone else regards themselves as a transdeist, they will probably disagree with me on a lot of different fronts because they're free thinkers. And to be a free thinker, you've got to be in a position to accept the fact that you think differently than a wide variety of other people, or possibly even the people who you are, in inverted commas, supposed to somehow identify with. Those in your community, those who are of the same or similar politics as yourself, and so on and so forth. You're going to have areas of disagreement. For me personally, that gives me, I suppose it gives me more acceptance of the diversity of people, and it does help me to try and assess people's characters more on a case-by-case basis, rather than to use people's labels that they've chosen to give themselves as being either a badge of honor or a marker of what I should be either liking or hating. I don't think that way of looking at the world is all that helpful, and therefore I think the attitude I've taken, which I, again, very hypocritically give a label to, which is transdeism, is probably a very good way for me to look at the world. To search for personal experiences of a spiritual, psychological, religious nature, but without needing to follow any particular dogma, tradition, religion, or belief structure. That has been the core of my being, probably for my entire life. And I think that aspect of my life will never change. Lots of other things will, and lots of other things about me will change. But my transdeism cannot be got rid of, but it will change in form and structure, and a lot of other ways, but it will still be there. This to me is what the word transdeist means as a title applied to myself.